Whoa! Today, guys, we are going to dig some clams at Wells Beach down at the harbor. My friend Paul here is a professional digger. Can I get away with that, Paul?
That's a stretch, big stretch.
So I got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about how we do it in pretty good detail. So stay tuned. We're going to get after it right now. So we're looking for like little holes in the sand. That tells us there's a clam down there. And the clams are down like how deep, Paul?
Oh, anywhere from 4 inches to a foot, anyway.
4 inches to a foot, and that's their neck, right? That comes up to the surface or close to the surface.
Yeah.
So that when you eat a steamer and there's a neck, that'll actually stretch like a foot, right? And I have a picture of that in one of the buckets that I'll make sure I splash that on the screen so you guys can see. Like, it's pretty crazy how long that neck gets. And how do they dig in the sand, Paul?
Well, this is a small one.
Yeah.
That's too small.
Too small, yeah.
They have basically they have a foot to the backside, a muscle that comes out and
yeah.
It spits out water and kind of makes that sand into a slurry, so they're able to.
So they keep spitting water and
right. They'll take it in through their neck.
Okay.
And
shoot it out through their foot.
Right.
I think we know where that water's been. What they're shooting it out the foot, Paul.
Yeah.
Wow, you've already got quite a few.
A few.
I'm gonna show them the camera. So we already have quite a few clams. You can see they're pretty big. And you actually use the tongs, as our friend Todd explained, to measure whether or not you can keep the clam because they can't be too small.
I got a few in here. These I got about, they're running, yeah, these are a little deeper here. There's about 4 of them right below here, but I don't want to break them.
So one of the things you've got to be careful about when you're digging for the clams is to try not to break them because the shells are pretty fragile. And if you break them, you can still eat them, but you got to soak them a little longer sometimes, or they'll be kind of gritty when you eat them. So you really want to be careful. It's not just a matter of like hoeing into the sand. You actually kind of work the rake into the sand sometimes and then pull it out. Oh, you got one there? All right, there's one. I'll have to measure that one there on your tongs to make sure it's big enough.
You can remember you can have,
so
yeah, that's a good
that's
one.
A keeper.
Barely,
a small one.
barely, but it'll be tender.
You're right.
Whoa,
there's a big one.
Yeah.
So a lot of these that are kind of on the big side, we'll actually chop them up. Woo! Got some water coming out there, and we'll use them for chowder.
There's one more in down deep. Okay. Another one there for you, Mike.
Wow, that's nice.
Might even be one more next to it. No, it might be it.
I wonder how most people eat these. They probably steam them, huh?
Yeah, it's the easiest way. Even when you do them for chowder,
yeah, I
steam them until they open.
And,
and then chuck them and then chop them up and freeze them. And I'll freeze them in a little bit of the liquor, the broth.
Okay.
So keeps them fresher and they're better for.
So when you steam them, you just steam them until they open. Once they're open, they're done.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo them because then they shrivel up tighter. They're not as tender.
Oh, okay. So if you overcook them, they're tougher and they shrivel up too much.
Yeah, can ruin them fast.
Yep. Oh, this one. Nice, Paul. And we're gonna go because Paul's got the license. We can go until we fill this. That'll be one peck.
Get down a little bit.
And clamming license, I think, Paul, is it the beginning of December?
I think it might even start in November.
Starts in November until the end of March.
Yeah.
And license, if you want a season license, it's like $60 if you're not from the town of Wells, or $30 if you're a resident, or you can get a day pass too, Paul, right?
Yeah.
For like
15.
$15, okay.
Yeah. There's one.
Hey guys, if you're finding this video informative and you're a giving person, please give it a like. I know it's small, but it really helps us a lot. Thanks.
Breaking a few, Mike.
Yeah.
A few casualties.
Todd was just telling me that it's part of the deal.
Yeah, it is.
You're going to break a few
Yeah.
as you dig them. And it's unfortunate, but you know what? You can leave them on the surface and the seagulls will eat them because they're flying around here and they're waiting for us to leave because they pretty much know the routine.
They're very opportunistic. They're
Yeah.
here to get an easy meal. We dig them and they pick them up.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Let's see. I don't see many holes in front of me, but it doesn't necessarily.
Oh, there's another one.
mean
Wow, you
anything.
really, yeah. Digging's pretty good.
Might be more here. I just trying not to break them.
And you know, I think that people should realize it's really not that muddy right here either. It's more like sandy.
Yeah, it's definitely sand.
But,
you don't want to be digging in the mud and just your hole fills up and you don't see what you're doing.
yeah. Now, is there clams in that really muddy stuff?
There'd be some, yeah.
Really, even if I went in the marsh
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, but I think if it gets too muddy, they can't. Maybe they can't breathe.
Maybe they
I'd
can't.
rather be in the sand, trying to clean out my space so I can collapse it in.
Yep.
It keeps you from breaking them as much.
Yeah.
But the last bunch, I broke the shell because the clod of dirt fell on the crushed shell. So, but I know there's one here, but he's kind of deep, so I got to get behind him. See.
And I think earlier today you were telling me that they actually seed some of these clams too, right?
I know Algonquin seeds their clam flats.
So that's part of the reason why they need to charge a fee because they're paying to get these clams because there's the green crab, which is an invasive species that likes to eat the young clams.
Broke one there, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, see.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to avoid.
This is one that got crushed while Paul was digging, so that's not one we're going to eat. So what we'll do is just throw it over there, and seagulls will eat it. There's one over there talking to us saying, please leave.
Yeah, it's more.
Please leave so that I can eat the clams.
Yeah, so that was the one I was trying not to hit.
Right.
Somehow I get distracted.
Right.
Well,
let's go over and I'm going to go over and say hello to these guys, Paul. See
how they're doing.
Oh yeah, he's got a pack of clams. Good job, guys. Are you from Wells? No kidding. 84, wow, guys, 84 years old out here digging clams. That's awesome. Wow, and you've got enough there for certainly a week, I would think. That's a lot of steamers, isn't it?
Yeah, another one. Damn.
Oh, you give them away? Wow. Oh, that's nice of you. So he's going to give his clams away to friends. I know that's what I'm going to cook mine up and have family over and share them too. Wow, thank you. What's your name?
Maynard.
Hi, Maynard. All right, thank you very much for talking with me. If you want to learn everything there is to know about building a campground in southern Maine, everything from construction to fun things to do like we did today with clamming, please subscribe and you'll be the first to know when we post another video. All right, it's time to head up in the drone and get a bird's eye view of the area that we're clamming in. We are at Wells Harbor. So if you're familiar with Wells at all, you know that we're very close to the jetty. There's the entrance to the jetty right there. You get a better view of it in a moment as I head up in the air. So there's another local, Todd, that we met. Actually, one of the people that Todd went to high school with in Wells. And I'm just going to circle the area and check out some of the other clammers because it was, I think we saw a total of like 7 of us out in the marsh in this area today. And of course, I got permission from these guys. I told them that I was going to be flying by in the drone. I wanted them to come over and say hello. When you dig clams, you basically start with an area, dig a hole, and then you just keep digging at that hole. Keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. And you'll notice like Todd right here, he dug a winding streak, through the mud. There's some more clammers over here. I'm going to go over and say hello. They're closer to Drake's Island. And you'll see that they've got their canoe out there. The reason why a few of the guys that we were clamming with had boats out there is because it can be kind of dangerous. The tide comes in fast. And if you're trying to push it, some guys bring a canoe or a boat
just so that they can paddle back if they end up, finding a good spot and they still need a few more clams. They'll just canoe back to shore. Because you don't want to be stuck out here on the marsh for 9 hours while you wait for the next tide. That would not be fun. So this is Drake's Island. We're still cleaning up from the January 19th storm. That's the dredging barge. I'll give you a good view of that in a moment. That's off to the right. I'm going to head over to this parking lot. You can see it's, there's quite a bit of debris on top of the parking lot. And you can see part of the parking lot, as I get closer, actually broke off. Because we actually had quite a bit of erosion from that storm. Yeah, look at all the debris and rocks that were thrown up there. So still cleaning up from that storm on January 13th. And I did a video on that, Wells, Can They Recover? That did really well on YouTube. If you're curious about the flooding that occurred and want to see some of the aftermath, you can watch that video. These guys are dredging the harbor. Because, it fills up with sand, so they need to get in here and dredge the sand. And because basically you can't get boats into the harbor if they don't dredge periodically. Shooting back over to where I'm clamming, I'm going to head up in the air about 400 feet to give you a much higher view of the area. So I thought maybe you would appreciate that. There's the Hobbs Harbor House restaurant and the harbor itself, where the harbor master is. That's over to Wells Beach. There's the jetty, Drake's Island on the left. And off in the distance there, that's Mount Agamenicus. Okay, so we're way up in the air. You can see the areas that we're digging in. The Seagull's way down below. So in Maine, we have anywhere from 9 to 11 foot tides in southern Maine. If you go up to the very down east part of the very northeastern part of Maine, you're going to see 20 plus foot tides. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's definitely worth checking out if you want to go up there. It's unbelievable. You tell people 20 feet of water comes in and out. It's like you have to see it to believe it. And it's dramatic. So Wells, since the tides are getting higher now, there are areas of the beach, if you're looking at real estate, that do flood on a regular basis. So make sure you work with a local realtor. I am a realtor. If you're interested in real estate, I work with my daughter, Margaret. We have a YouTube channel called Living in Southern Maine. I'll make sure I put a link to it down below. And we're about 25 minutes to the campground right now.
All right, Paul, that gentleman over there,
Yeah.
his name is Maynard. 85 years old.
Whoa.
84 years old. Out here clamming.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
So this is a long time thing. You can do it for a lot of years.
Right.
Some people can. Keep you in shape.
Yeah.
Want to jump in, Mike?
And the taller you are, the harder it is to, when you're tall and lanky like me and long legs, you got to bend over more.
I guess so. It's a
right.
benefit for me to be short. It seems like I started breaking too many.
You did?
A little stretch where I've been breaking them. Yeah.
All right. Just going to get some of the sand out of the way.
Yeah. And this is an area, so you know how sometimes it collapses easy and it's easy to pull the chunks away. And
yeah.
This is a little, I wish it was chunkier. Nope.
It's amazing when I was watching Todd.
Yeah.
He would just pull it away. I'd see a shell and I'd go to grab it,
And he'd know right away.
He'd know immediately that it was dead.
Yeah. Certain things catch your eye. They spit, or you'll see the wet around the backside of the shell. Nope.
Yeah, that one's dead. Like I can't tell until I pick it up and stare at it for a few minutes.
Some of them fool you. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we had one mud clam in our batch last time.
Oh yeah, there's one.
Yep, there you go. Yeah,
yeah, it's a good size one, right?
Yep, good steamer. That was spitting at you. So
whoa, got me right in the face. There's one.
There we go. Yeah, we might have one here.
Oh, right there. Okay. Yep. Oh, awesome.
You hit a good spot.
Yeah. It was all that digging you did before me, Paul.
Well, it
you
helps.
You prepped the area for me.
Yep, you got one.
Wow.
Big one.
that one's
Right
dead.
there.
Is that one alive? That
Yeah.
one's alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's
And
dead.
one more there.
That one's
That's
dead. Oh, I got a
nice
worm
steamer.
too.
There you go. You can eat him.
Yeah, these worms.
Throw
Can
him in
you
your
eat
chowder.
these?
You can put it in your chowder if you want, Mike.
All right, I'm not sure I want to believe that. Now, Paul, these clams, these are sea worms, right?
Yeah, it's a sea worm.
And they can bite, right?
You have a little pincher up to
A little pincher,
your mouth. Yeah.
right? But I got gloves on, so I'm not too worried about it. So, how come they don't allow people to dig clams in the summer? Is it like red tide or something?
I think you're more likely to have red tide in the summer.
Oh, really?
That's what I feel. Maybe it's part of it's with too many people around, tourists, and then it would clean out the areas.
Yeah.
Too much pressure, so they have to have a limited season, just like anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So
This one.
right
There's
next to
another
each
one.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay dirt. Yeah.
Pay dirt.
I think there's one here, but you'll see.
Clam gold. And you can also tell when they're full of sand because they're heavy.
Yeah. This one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Gonna make you work for it. You.
There he is.
Oh,
Big
he's a big one. Look at that.
There's your chowder clam.
Chowder clam, yeah. I don't know, it's just when they're too big, I just don't. I'd rather have them in a chowder.
Yeah.
They must have a pretty fragile,
Yeah. There you go.
system because there's so many dead ones.
Yeah. Yeah, they get crushed.
He said that they were going to start growing them over there in the building.
Are they? Oh,
Yeah.
That'll be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a. You too.
Yeah.
Todd.
See you later.
See ya.
Yeah.
Getting your workout really gets the back of your legs, Mike. Right?
It does. My fingers are getting cold because I don't know. Is it below freezing?
No, it's
Isn't it?
it's like 41, 42. Oh.
Oh, look at how big that one
Big
is.
one
I
for
broke
the-
it right
yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah.
Give it to the seagulls.
I love that one. Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That was a good chowder clam. I got too aggressive.
Yeah.
The warden could be waiting for us, Paul.
Could be.
And what do they check when if they approach you? What do you think they check for? Like they count your clams or
No, they check
they check your rake,
They measure
make sure it's legal?
the spacing on the rake.
Yeah.
Look at your basket, make sure that's a peck size. Mine's actually smaller than a peck. I hand made it, but I made it a little small just because of the materials I had. Now they're deep.
Now they're
I was
deep.
hitting some shallow ones
Right.
when I first started.
Trying to be careful when I dig them. There's another one there, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, look at that. It's squirting right up in the air. Holy Moses.
There we go.
Oh, you want to give her some more?
Oh, I can give it a shot.
Yeah, my fingers are freezing up on me.
Yeah.
It's cold. And the fingers are getting stiff. Ugh. Think little kids would enjoy doing this, Paul?
For a little while, but they'd probably give up pretty quick.
Yeah. It is kind of hard to dig.
What do you mean, that 83-year-old guy over
Oh,
there?
I know. 84.
84.
Holy Moses.
There.
I'm going to turn the camera so that we can get some of that.
There's a big one, Mike.
Yeah?
It's too big. Too big for me. That's one of our biggest ones. Okay. Dig out the hole a little bit. Hey.
Oh, crab.
Green crab. That's the one that's eating the damn clams.
That's what's eating the steamers right there.
Mostly the small ones.
These are an invasive species of crab. And they're not good eating either, I don't think, are they,
There's
Paul?
not a heck of a lot of meat. I mean,
Right.
they've tried to create an industry or find a way to use them, but there's so little meat in them. It's
Right.
tough to make it
And
go.
they got to be big anyway before they're probably worth. This guy could pinch me, I guess, but he's not. So,
Okay, there we go. A
nice.
little more shallow. That's nice.
You can see we're filling up. We got almost a peck.
Okay, that one I was.
Wow.
No, but I was iffy about it.
Yeah.
See how he doesn't want to close?
Yeah.
I almost think something's wrong with that one.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Might have been recently dead or something. It's
Just,
big too. Yeah. So we're gonna stay away from that one.
You don't want a clam that's.
Right.
Let's boats.
Those boats out there are still dredging the harbor, huh?
Yes. How long the project
few
is
months.
going to take, but
Be filled with boats. Oh, did you see that? A seagull picked up that clam and went up about 15 feet and dropped it, and then it started eating it. Now the seagulls are going to fight over it.
they want to break that shell up even more so they can get
Right.
in there easily.
I should throw them some of the ones that we've broken.
I think that tide's starting to come in.
Yeah,
We probably don't.
we don't want to
much
get
longer.
stranded. Tide's coming in.
'Cause we don't have
Clam fast.
we don't have a skiff with us. So see what's happening all of a sudden?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this is going to go like in
right.
5 minutes.
So what's happening is the tide's coming in, so we have a little short of a peck. But yeah, we were getting nervous. The tide's going to start coming in, and we're going to get stuck.
Keep moving. It's coming.
When you're walking through the mud like this, you can see my feet are sinking into the mud. You want to keep moving, because if you stop, that's when you sink.
Oh!
Whoa!
I think we just made it, Mike.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it's deep there.
Right, it's deep right there.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it.
just to the edge it is.
All right, hang on.
Yeah,
We lost
be
a few
careful.
clams, Paul, right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
I think it went over my boot.
Right.
Oh,
Whoa!
oh, oh.
Ah, you can see my boot got stuck. Ah. Oh my gosh. Get stuck in the mud, literally.
See, you can look at it come in.
I'm gonna have to clean all my camera equipment off when we get back.
You could have been stuck in the muck.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you watch this next video on how to build a campground.